Hello ladies and gentlemen, Fuzzfinger back with you today, and in this episode of Final Fantasy XII, which is part of our complete walkthrough series, we're going to be recruiting Exodus, our latest Esper, so stay tuned. First things first, you're going to want to get yourself over to the Mosphoran Highwaste, so just use the teleport crystal to make your way here, and there's a couple of NPCs that you're going to want to speak to. The first is the learned man, and he's just over here. And he gives us a bit of information about the shrine, so we're going to go ahead and listen to him. Previously, I believe these shrines were a sort of artificial spring meant to deliver water to the mountains. How wrong I was. In fact, when water is flowing to the shrines, touching a shrine just so causes the temperature of the water to rise quite dramatically. The steam from this, that's what lifts up the floatweed around the shrines, floating up like balloons, floating on the air itself. It's a characteristic of the floatweed that makes it react to the stream, so in fact, I believe the shrines were made for no other purpose. Yes, we're with you. Then allow me to continue. I ask, for what purpose might we want to float floatweed? Floatweed is a sturdy sort of shrub. When floating, several people can stand on it quite securely. Now, a book I read back in Arcades said that floatweed was sometimes used to bridge gaps between rocks and such on mountain paths. I believe that here, in Mosphoran, someone attempted to do the very same thing. Fascinating, don't you think? In documents on the Mosphoran Highwaste, one often hears of a place whose name translates roughly to the wind-blown worm god path. I had always wondered what it meant, and now I think it means the path's made of floatweed, and at the end of the path of the gods, heaven. In other words, this was all a way to make a path to the summit. That's my theory at least. So did you follow all that? Yes, we did. Unfortunately, I still can't find the route to the summit. Perhaps there's a trick to using the floatweed, or perhaps something else is needed. One thing's for sure, I shall get to the bottom of this, and then the top, obviously. Right, so once we've spoke to the learned man, and gained a bit of information about floatweed and shrines and floating and everything else, summits and all that, we're going to speak to the caravaneer here. Hello there, traveller. Stay... Oh, no, it's not Deckard Cain. Listen close, and I'll let you in on a secret. There's a path on this mountain. You need a chocobo to access. Quite handy, too. Sorry, but I can't lend you one of mine. These are for the caravan. Can't move wares if you can't move, eh? If you've some Geisha greens on you, you might try riding a wild chocobo. I saw one just northeast up the mountain. Well, luckily we do have some Geisha greens. If you don't, then you can go ahead and purchase them from a vendor, and they're not very expensive, so just get a few while you're at it. But once we've spoken to those particular NPCs, we're going to head down towards the south here. And we can see an exclamation pops up for this Shrine of the South Wind. And so we're going to go and touch this. And lots of steam comes out, and things start floating in the air above it. And basically we get some dialogue to confirm exactly what I just said. Right, so next up we're going to go into the next area. And by the way, you can see its marks on the map now. If we bring up the area map as well, you can see there's another mark in there. We speed that up a sec. Righty-ho, so what we're going to do now is we'll note this chocobo here, and we'll speak to it. And it says that it would like some Geisha greens. We shall give it some, and then we shall ride it. At which point we're going to start by heading south. Just like this. Well, that is one fast chocobo. Slow down a bit, please. Slow down. Right then, so now we're going to have to play things a little bit more carefully because I think there's a secret path we want to get to. Oh. Well, that could be it. Unfortunately, we can't open treasure chests whilst on a chocobo, but there you go. And we're just going to continue all the way to the end here. The enemies aren't going to bother us, as you can see. And then the map ends at this point, but we can, of course, make our way across with the chocobo through the grassy region and into the next area. So this is Sky Reach Ridge, I believe. Yes. And we're going to continue to the left-hand side here. And if this takes us into the next area where I think it's going to take us. Okay, we need to dismount. We should be in the west part of the Babbling Vale. Well, we're in the Babbling Vale. Let's just hope we're in the right section, but I assume we are. Let's make our way down here. Turtle shell choker. Okay, so this is the shrine that we want to do, which is good. So we'll go ahead and activate this one. The Shrine of the West Wind, this is. Once again, more steam, more floaty things. And there's something around here I think we need to do. If I just knock that off a second. We don't want to do anything with that at the moment. Grab the treasure. I don't mind 6,636 gil. There's a way we can return to camp here, you see. Just trying to see how. Oh, it's just this rock here, look. We can make a nice path now so that we can access this area and the camp at our leisure. Say hello to the concerned woman. That was far too dangerous. We were almost crushed by that boulder. It's a bit dramatic, isn't it? Exactly as I expected, though. I thought there might be a path on the other side. Yes, there is. So we're going to bring the map back up at this point and head over to this particular shrine here. Oh no, this is a dead one. Dead shrine, by the looks of it. Can't do anything with dead shrines. So, try this next one. I'm looking for the Shrine of the Northwest Wind. Yeah, it's this one. Next to the Learned Man. This is the one we want. I'm going to go and touch it. Now, this is where things get interesting. Is that all three of those done? Yep, so I'm going to go and save at this moment. Once you're saved up, and you'll probably want your gambit sorted at this point because the boss is coming up, we're going to make our way back up the hidden path we just created, actually, interestingly enough. And in order to sort your gambits out, the way you're going to want to do that is by basically giving a character expose. In fact, I'll just show you, it's easier. For Varn, I've given him some healing and attack. He's going to be tanking, so not much else you need to do. Now Balthea, he's also going to be attacking and healing, but he's also got exposed. That'll lower the Esper's defense, and we'll be able to do more physical damage to him. Fran is going to be dispelling. Now she's going to be dispelling. Let me show you. I need to actually set it up. Reflect. Okay, this boss is going to cast Reflect quite frequently, and we don't want him to have it. So make sure as well that you set it to have, or whoever you're, you know, what is it? Oh, what is Fran? I've completely forgotten. Red Battle Mage, that's it. Give your Red Battle Mage the ability to cast Dark Gar, but make sure that it's below Dispel because you don't want to be getting that reflected back onto you. That wouldn't be pretty. And then we're going to be making our way up here, past the shrine we activated, and into the next area. Okay, thank you, Fran. And then we're going to make our way over to the north. And if we head over to the highest point of this zone, then we should be able to find the boss. Ah, flipping heck, we need to bring in some range characters to take care of these. Right, so hopefully now that should be sorted. And we're just going to head into the next area here where the boss awaits us. Say hello to Exodus. And actually this fight, I did forget you can't use items on it. So just bear that in mind. Now what we're going to do is, since we've stolen the item, you don't have to steal, but I like to. Just remove steal. And may as well turn these items off so that they don't interfere with the gambit order. And Balthea's going to start by attacking with Expose, just to reduce the physical defences of this guy. And Fran is going to start by buffing and dispelling. And then we're just going to lay on the DPS. You know, as we start to reduce this guy's defences, he's going to just take so much damage very, very quickly. It's beautiful. The good thing about the stat reducing abilities that Balthea can use, such as Expose, is that they are permanent. They last throughout the fight. They stack. I believe Expose is 10% reduction in defense each time. And on top of that, you can use them, as you can see here, on bosses. So not too shabby at all. Now, there is a couple of very nasty attacks that this guy has, magic attacks. So I recommend keeping Shell on your party. One of those magic attacks that hurt is Scathe. Very, very mean attack indeed. Just checking that Fran is doing what I'm asking her to do. Yes, decoying Varn is exactly what I want. It's just Balthea seems to be taking a whole lot of damage. But he's going down and he's getting ready to unleash his... unleash. And this is Scathe. Well, look at that. You like that, don't you? Yeah, not very. And his defense is going right down here. So physical attacks are now doing 3,000 points of damage on average, which is a lot more than at the start of the fight. Flare is also a nasty attack, a nasty ability you'll want to watch out for. Just make sure your healer's on top form. And get that deflect undeflected as quickly as possible. Fran's not casting a whole lot of Dark Gar even, but I'm not too surprised about that. Because she's obviously spending a lot of time healing here, which is just as important as doing damage in many ways. No, I just want to go to Varna's leader, please, so we can try and get him away from the other side of the boss. Right, now at this point I'm going to unleash a quickening chain, because he does, I think, go into nasty mode towards the end. As you can see, he's immune to pretty much everything. By the way, he can also inflict stop, but that's rare, as you can probably see at this particular moment in time. At this point, we need to basically try and use non-physical attacks only. So I'm not totally sure if quickening counters physical or not. I'm going to give it a go. Bit of science for us. Okay, so if this quickening doesn't do much, then the other options we have are to just wait off the immune ability here, which does wear off eventually, or just hit it with Dark Gar attacks by Fran. Okay, it did bugger all, so that's annoying. I didn't expect it to, but I just couldn't remember off the top of my head. So we'll go ahead to arcane magics. Hit it with Dark Gar. And just try and keep it damaged as much as possible. Oh crud, it's got reflect on. Reflect mixed with Darkgar is not a good combination. And it does like to spam that Reflect as well, which makes things even more annoying. So now we're going to have to heal up as well. So we'll get healed, get Reflect off once more, and then hit it with Darkgar. In fact, what I'm going to do is say goodbye to Balthea for a short while, bring in Ash, get her on Deflect duty. She got Deflect going? Dispel duty even. Yes, that's good. And then hopefully Fran can stay on doing Darkgar. Come on. Do something, Ash. Yeah, Dispel, that's more like it. So now we're going to use Fran to cast Darkgar. Hopefully we got rid of that. Yes, we did. We actually got 2k damage on it. Lovely. And so we're going to do that again. The other thing I'm going to do is get probably Ash. Getting rid of this stop. There we go. Chronos Tear is what you want to get rid of stop with. And also Ash is using Cura Jar, which is a particularly nice spell for keeping our party up to snuff. Right, and at that point, is it possible for us to just whack it with another Darkgar? Keep the damage incoming? Yes, it is. It's not a whole lot of damage, but it's something. Just casting Reflect again, so I won't be doing that for a moment. Now Reflector's gone. Oh, it's casting it again, is it? Nope. Wonderful. Right, Ash, you're just not getting rid of this. Stop. Oh, it's gone now. Oh, can we do physical damage to it now? Yes, we can. So let's do that. That's it. Keep hitting it, Var. It's going down now. Slowly but surely, it is going down. Hit it with a... Got a nice combo off there. And we've done it. At last. So it's not a challenging fight really, as long as you can get through its shield. But it does. And I think it's about 30% health. But it is temporary, it just lasts a while. Wonderful. So we're really building up our Esper collection now. Only just a few more to grab, which are probably a little bit more challenging than the ones we've done. So I'm going to wait until we've leveled up a little bit more before I show you how to get those. But there we have Exodus added to our collection, which is great. So I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. If it has, just let us know in the comment section, especially if you get your Exodus as well. I always like to hear how these videos do support you guys as you play through the game as well. But that's going to be it for me for today, so thanks for joining us, and come back soon and we'll carry on with more Final Fantasy XII. Cheers all, goodbye.